So I watched Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire pretty recently, and I wasn't too big on it. I love all the other Monsterverse films. I will probably enjoy it on a rewatch, maybe. Uh, I wasn't going in expecting anything like Godzilla Minus One. I've seen a lot of quite bad faith criticisms of the film based on Godzilla Minus One, but no, I really went in just expecting a fun, cheesy Monsterverse movie, and while I got what I wanted, I feel like Godzilla was very underused in it, and it felt more like a Kong story, a bit like some of my issues with Godzilla versus Kong. But my opinions on the film aside, there's one thing that really stood out to me that I enjoyed a lot, and that was Shimo, a new Kaiju Titan that they introduced, and she was being used by Scar King as like sort of a being held captive and stuff like that, and she seems to have a bit of a history with Godzilla. I really loved its design. I really love this kind of like quadrupedal Godzilla reminiscent sort of design, and she was huge, like really big, a lot bigger than Godzilla, and I immediately was like, right, I gotta go build this in Lego. But I had to set my expectations a little bit in check because I'm not going to do an absolutely enormous one. So in sort of fitting in scale with my other small mocks that I've done, I wanted to make a Shimo that was at least close to its scale compared to Godzilla, but also just like a bit of a... I just wanted to make sure that it was still buildable and it was still good. And it was pretty tricky, actually. You can see here... I really like this angle especially. I feel like I really kind of conveyed the sort of face quite well. This was actually a bit of a slight alteration of a face that I used for one of my Godzilla mocks, but I feel like this fits her better a little bit because her head's a bit bigger and I can do the crest around the head, which was quite fun to work on. She is huge. Like even as a mini mock, I feel like this is quite a large thing. It's not like absolutely enormous, but it'll definitely take up a little bit of space, and I had a great time just kind of coming up with different ideas. I'm very happy with how I managed to get the spikes sticking out on the sides. I was considering doing another layer of them here, so that's maybe something you could consider, maybe just with another piece there or something like that. And I wanted to do a little bit more with the tail, having it posable, but if you think the grey pieces are a bit annoying here, you can just replace them with just regular hinges, but then there'll be a bit less posability. Side note, I really hate these colours. This has been something that's plagued all of my Godzilla mocks, and I hate them every time I see them. Give us them in white, give us them in black, give us them in lots of colours, just not these two grey and, well, light bluish grey and dark bluish grey. Like, it's becoming such a huge problem, and it means you can't make anything that isn't grey without these just sticking out really badly. I don't know if there's any Lego designers watching, but come on, please. This has been so annoying to make videos with these things. But I also appreciate that Lego has its own standards and like pieces they want in circulation, and they got to make the most of it. So I can see both sides, but just as from a product standpoint, and like I can see why it's necessary to keep them as they are. But from a creative, artistic, and just like someone who likes having visual consistency between these things, these pieces would look so much better in white. Anyway, next slight problem is the tail. This is a piece that came in a Ninjago set. It shouldn't be too rare, but you can just switch it out for something else. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any suitable pieces for the tail because dark blue is quite an annoying transparent piece, colour to find stuff for. I had a few considerations for other things, and I never really found anything that would work. So if anyone else has any suggestions for the tip of the tail, let me know. It's supposed to be a bit more spiked and have like little spikes jutting out of it, but I felt like this was the best possible alternative. So yeah, if anyone comes up with something better, please let me know. I'd love that. And if you can think of anything better for the crest as well, please let me know, because I feel like that's a little bit flawed as well. It's been through quite a few iterations, but I feel like this is like where I'm most happy with the build now. And I love this stance. I love the kind of like, the quite thick back legs, using quite a very similar build to my Godzilla's one, while her like longer front legs are kind of stuck out a bit more. And I really like the design. Shimo was a great Kaiju design, and I can't wait to see more of the Monsterverse like Kaiju designs. I just wish the movies would focus a little bit more on Godzilla and make him equally, like, if he's going to be top bill on the title, I feel like they should do a little bit more. But yep, I don't want to ramble on too much. I always tend to ramble in these videos, so look forward to the tutorial. It is coming very soon. In fact, at the end of this video, as usual. And thank you so much for 6,000 subscribers. Yeah, I'm very happy about that. And I'm going to keep going with other things. Okay, have a good one.